Netflix is eyeing a crackdown on password sharing.
We are live.
You're listening to the Psychic Coffee Shop Podcast Network.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Mountain Bears.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. Hello, baristas. Hope you have your coffee cups up and ready. This is going to be a fun night.
Yes.
Maybe a little discombobulated. We done something yesterday. Our baristas know, and I think even my normal Facebook people know. We went and got our first vaccination.
Yes, which actually is slightly depressing. Sorry, in the sense of like, I do have one complaint, and I meant to have this ready for when we went on air. I'm a little sad about one little aspect.
Okay.
But continue. Keep going.
Yeah. So I'm a little all over the place. It was just like I'm going through a normal flare. So that's been interesting. I slept for 12 hours. That is a record for me. In one sleep cycle. Yay, he got a little sticker.
A little sticker.
I thought you were going to go for the blue cards. We're not part of the blue card society.
Yeah, but we're not really supposed to be flashing those around too much because otherwise people start making fakes.
Well,
so, yeah, we got our blue cards.
Yeah.
But, like, they weren't even being, like, super awesome about handing out stickers.
Well, I know. You got one. I didn't. Of course, you asked about Snoopy Band-Aids, and I'm like, so what do I got to go do now to finish with my freedom shot?
I know. But, hey, I was, like, I'm sitting there, and this poor woman looked like she had said the same words and done the same actions all day long, and it was starting to wear her down. And so I was trying to be different. Like, I just wanted to give her a moment of different. And I was like, do I get some Snoopy Band-Aid? And she just looked at me like, no. Like, it reset her brain.
Yeah. But I think they really have to work on the marketing campaign for the COVID vaccines. I really think we should rename them Freedom Shots. Kind of like we renamed gardening because we were going to cut down the food supply for World War II. We renamed them Victory Gardens.
Yep.
You know, war bonds were called Freedom Cash. So, you know, when referring to COVID from now on, we will refer to them as Freedom Shots.
See, but my first thought anymore is Freedom Fries, and I'm like, we are not going back there. Like, this is where this craziness started at. Freedom Fries. When they renamed French fries Freedom Fries to remove the word French. Because we were having a moment with the French.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was like, I don't know, 15-ish years ago. When did the Freedom Fry debate start? I can't even remember. It was so stupid. It was like, are you kidding me right now? Oh, it was dumb. It was so stupid dumb. Like, it was just bad. 2003. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the term was created in 2003 in a North Carolina restaurant and was widely publicized a month later when the Republican chairman of the Committee on the House Administration, Bob Ney, renamed the menu item in 3 congressional cafeterias.
Okay.
Yes, we got into a giant debate over this. Like,
we do know that French fries aren't French, right?
No, they don't.
They're actually
not they,
English.
Not like our audience is smarter than that, but no, like they decided to like.
That isn't French cuisine. This isn't that scene from that awful movie.
Yeah, no, it turned into a whole thing. It was stupid.
Yeah.
Like this was after September 11th, and
yeah.
And going back to the rest of the story, initial renaming, and I'm Wikipediaing, guys. Renaming was initiated in February 2003 by Beaufort, North Carolina, Cubby's restaurant owner, Neil Rowland, who said he was motivated by similar actions against Germany in World War I, when sauerkraut was called Liberty Cabbage and Frankfurters were renamed hot dogs. The term hot dog was in use well before the outbreak of World War I, but yeah.
But again, I think that they got to work on the marketing campaign. I think it would do very well.
Yes, Belgian. They're Belgian.
Are they Belgian? I thought they were English.
Okay. Sure French fries are Belgian.
Yeah.
Oh, if I remember right.
Because French were the original ones to have potatoes.
Well, actually disputed Belgium or France. It's apparently see, these are debates that just go on forever.
Right.
Like, we can't even determine where they originated, and then we're going to still get into this crap.
Right.
Because all of this was over September 11th, and the French were kind of having a moment.
Well, the French were saying, yeah, you got bombed. We all got bombed. There's a lot of bombs going on. No, we can't go nuke somebody until we figure out who done it.
Basically.
You know.
Well,
because the French and British not to want to blow up the world.
It's not like greater, like Europe hadn't already been having some issues there.
Yes.
Like, hi. Yeah, it's one of those. Well, okay, but that makes me wonder. So in Belgium, they're French fry, or how does that work out? Is it they have to be from the French or the fry region of France? Otherwise, they're just sparkling fries. And they make you eat them with mayonnaise. Ooh,
as they should.
He does this. Like, this is not a punishment for him.
No.
Like,
go with mayonnaise.
Like, I'm sorry, it was everything I could do to get through Canada and not understanding poutine at all. Don't get it. Don't understand it. No. There's gravy on my French fries. I'm not that Southern. Or Northern, apparently. Like, you put gravy on my French fries, my brain goes cattywampus. I don't get it.
Morning breakfast thing. Fried potatoes with gravy. Goes with biscuits.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Okay. We will have to fix this. I will have to West Virginianize you.
No. Back with you. No.
Oh, but anyhow.
I'll make you wear that shirt we were talking about earlier out in public.
Which one? The one that says, sorry, sorry we released him from the demon from the cage?
No, what I technically said for that shirt idea was, sorry we let him out of his cage. And then on the back it says, well, technically we didn't let him out of his cage exactly. We were just having cigarettes and coffee and I inadvertently summoned him. Fair.
Yes, we're working on merch ideas. I'm working on suppliers. I'm debating suppliers. If anyone has had experience with Teespring or Printable As a customer, I would like your responses. You may message me and tell me which ones you like. Because I ain't getting with a company that sends shit out when we've paying them good money to send stuff.
Well, yeah, we don't want people getting like bad crap related to us.
Yes.
Like, that's always bad. Although, I could just call my former company and find out who they kept getting to print t-shirts years ago.
True.
Those were really good t-shirts. Do you know how annoying it is to work for a company who's like, you get to a point you hate their logo and their motto and their name. Yet you have these really nice, high quality, super comfortable t-shirts. And a lot of them. Because they keep getting them. And they're like, here you go, wear shirts. It's free advertising for us. We love it. Right. And you're just standing there going, but they're so soft. I hate you, but they're so soft.
That's where you don't turn them inside out and dry them repeatedly. It will make the stuff fall off.
Well, fair.
Anyhow.
I don't know what they were screen printing these with, but oh my God, you could not get that. Like, they looked brand new. Like 5 years on, almost 10 years on, they still look near new. I was like, I need this person's number. This is a business resource.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
Well, I thought another thing is, Joseph signed the stimulus package.
Yes, Biden has signed.
Yes.
Without a signature on the check. This is great.
Yeah. His name will not be on the check. They will be processed within. Direct deposit will begin being processed this weekend. There is $1,400 going to every taxpayer. And of course, they process the child tax credit. I have my own pet name for it.
Oh, yes. Good God. That tax credit really makes you angry.
It does. Among other things, it makes me angry.
Yes. But,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he signed it a day early. He made them hurry up and print it.
Basically?
Yeah.
That's what that did. Nope, not wait until tomorrow. That just slows it down. Will be Monday before this gets started. Here you go.
Yep.
Like, hold on, I need 15 pens because,
Yeah, I got to sign in 5 places. Bring me 10 pens. Hi, Kathy.
Well, that's actually one of those really nice things, though. Like, part of presidential signing of different acts and things is that you do get a pen can get a pen that was used by the president. That can be a great source of like inspiration. That can be a great source of like comfort, depending upon the law. And it can also be like a giant, token gift in some situations. It has value and importance, and they're, if I remember right, really nice pens.
True.
Yeah.
But again, that's one of those weird things that I'm like, can't he not use just Papermate?
No. Like, these are like somewhat highly sought after, but very like important distinction wise. And they're, if I remember, I think they are very nice pens. Let's see. Oh, Mont Blanc. I was correct. They're Mont Blancs. I've thought it, but I wasn't sure of it. Yeah, those are really nice pens. Like, those are just nice to own, period. Like, unused by anyone else. They're really super nice pens. But anywho, sorry. I have a pen thing, okay?
I know you have a pen thing. I still think you should use Papermate and be done with it. Cut our expenses. So I'm quite sure those Mont Blanc pens cost how much?
Well, it depends. Okay, let's not go there, all right?
I'm listening and waiting for a number.
Well, it depends. If it's a Mont Blanc and I'm correct, then yeah, they're going to be really expensive. Like $255 or $225 a pen.
Exactly. The man could use Papermate. We could be saving that money. That will take care of 1/3 of the tax credit.
Oh, and that's just a Mont Blanc ballpoint.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, most presidents do not go ballpoint.
No,
they go for actual fountain pen.
Yes.
With the really pretty tip.
Uh-huh.
But you know, at least it's better than a Sharpie.
True.
I'm just saying.
I know. But no, let's go $350.
$350.
Yeah. We're going to assume Mont Blanc is $350.
No, they're not. I'm really not sure that you're wrong. I'm just saying. Well, hopefully he's not at the high end.
Oh, you know he is, because it's government spending.
Oh, wow. Well, okay, there's... Oh, Lord. Oh, places I want to shop at more. Oh.
Again, how much is
like
it?
So much, like I'm just saying, so much was made out of like Joe Biden's watch choice. Can I just point out, if I were president, I would get in trouble for my pen collection.
Well, I understand that, but how much is the presidential signature pen?
I don't know which model it is specifically. Like there's a John F. Kennedy special edition fountain pen that's $1,040. I'm just, you know,
Fine, we'll say $350.
Okay, yeah, $350 is probably safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Hi guys, you may be on your own for the rest of the show. I'm on the Mont Blanc site. This could take a while.
Yeah.
I may want to turn off the camera because this could do what now?
Assuming he uses 10 of them to sign the bill, he pays for one of the child credits. One.
Or one of his watches, you know.
Kathy, I can't tell where you're watching from, honey. You have to look and see if you see the break room above it.
See, now that's one thing I don't particularly want is a glass calligraphy pen. Like, I like my pens to have flex. I like my iridium nibs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like, they're nice. They're flowy.
Yeah.
They move. Yeah, glass doesn't.
I have a very nice one for signing certificates and stuff. A very nice glass quill.
I would love to be able to have a pen collection. I ooh and awe.
You do.
Like, I drool. Well, I have a large number of pens, but like none of them are like $300 pens. Like if someone steals it, the most I do is cry for a little while. And I'm like, that was such a good pen.
Exactly. This is why you do not need $350 pens. Nobody needs $350 pens, including the President of the United States. Bernie Sanders better get on this budget thing and start cutting out some of this damn spending. Pens and not using scrap paper and...
I don't know. We've had a long tradition with the...
If you want to go traditional, he should have to sign it with quills out of the turkey from Thanksgiving.
Don't give them ideas. They pardon the turkey. Now you're just abusing animals.
He can shed some feathers, pay for his pardon. Just like, you know, the rapper did Trump.
Well, you know, there's that. But yeah. Oh, pens are so pretty, though. They really are. Sorry. I'll be good in a minute. I swear.
Paper
I've closed the tab. I've closed the tab.
Where's the debit card?
I'm not telling you.
Your hand. I believe We're doing great. We've had our first COVID vaccination. We're kind of a little giddy, a little fun.
We took a nice day off.
Yeah, I took a day off.
Yeah,
which was scary.
Well, because we wanted to make sure we had plenty of time and didn't force ourselves, like if we were feeling rough or whatever, that we didn't have ourselves committed to a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And also just kind of nice to have a good day off, and it was a good day.
It was a good day, but I'm not all for this day off stuff.
I know you're not. Like, it wasn't a full day off for him. Once he realized, no, I'm fine, he started doing stuff.
Yeah.
Which you get stuff you like to a degree.
Right. I began
my more things like the garden, but
yeah, if it had not rained, I would have gotten into the garden and gotten my blackberry and my grape bush in. But right now they're soaking in water because we learned something. In all my life, I never knew that you needed to soak your plants that you buy live that have been in bags. You need to soak them 2 hours, at least 2 hours, preferably the night before putting them into the ground. Never heard of that. I was like, oh, that's why those roses didn't make it.
But others did well.
Yeah.
Like, we picked up some others in that group that did well. It's just some of them they didn't get happy. But they might get happy this year. It may just be a slow starter. Like, that may be the long-term issue, is it just takes a while for the plant takes off.
Right. Of course, if they take up, it'll be lovely, and then we'll have to get the cattle things to go over the sidewalk so that there'll be this lovely U thing that you have to walk in to come up the sidewalk.
Yes, an archway trellis.
Yes, trellis.
Not a cattle thing. I know what it's made out of. I don't need you to correct me on that issue. We do not call it walk under that there cattle thing. When people come up to the house, no, we are not calling it that.
Okay.
We're calling it an archway trellis. Much like when I had the trellis on the back of my grandmother's house, it was not the box spring part of the mattress that fell off that truck. Which was technically a garbage truck. I didn't have a truck. We couldn't get rid of it. It was like, okay, what can we do with it? This is where I'm at mentally. It was, what can I do with this? I had a lovely year of morning glories. Lovely couple of years, actually.
I wonder if they're still growing, because the Lord knows Dad planted his 20 years ago, and they come up every year and cover the porch gorgeously.
Actually, the thing that you had to watch out for with the house in Princeton was, as long as you don't inadvertently catch them with the first mow. Because right about that first mow is right as those want to start, before they can hit the trellis. And if you whack them all down like 2 mows in a row, yeah, they're done for the year. They'll come back next year, but they're done for the year.
Yeah, that's why edging will be very important this year. Emily's starting tomato plants. And remember, Emily, that you can't just take them from outside to yard. You have to take them out for ventures.
Oh, poor Brenda. She is trying to get rid of morning glories her mother planted 30 years ago. They're a hard one to kill, but I will tell you, if you hit them before with like the first mow, like just as they're like that big, and you hit them 1 week and the next week, that will pretty much slow them down a lot for the rest of the summer. Like, you'll get a couple little strands that'll like keep trying, but mostly you hit them twice, like back to back, and they're like, no. We'll try again next year. It doesn't mean you killed them. It just means at least you didn't have to deal with them.
Right.
Because we ended up having that accident every year. I'd forget to tell whoever was cutting the grass. Somewhere in that first couple of years of having a new grass person, it would, every time I'd forget to tell them, like, oh, watch out for that. Don't do that. Like,
oh, hard to cut underneath the deck. Good point.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you're not getting rid of those.
Black plastic.
Black plastic, though, might do it. Might.
Right.
Emphasis on might.
Right.
Or at least push it to the border edges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like where you'd actually want them. I mean, if you wanted them at all, but instead of shooting, because I've seen them do that, they will shoot, like, they'll sit, they're the most hardy little plants. Like, give them one little blade of sunlight coming between two boards, and they will shoot towards it. Like, they will try their best to be popping all out all over your deck.
Yeah, but that would kind of be pretty.
No. It sounds pretty. It isn't. It's weird. Because what ends up happening is they keep doing their like spiral until they can finally hit something. And so they'll start growing up your patio furniture. They'll finally snake an arm around and hit the railing. They'll start wrapping the boards. It doesn't go well. Like, it sounds like it would be pretty, but those are plants looking like they just keep catching the breeze, trying to hit something to snap onto.
Right.
They're like slap bracelets of plants.
Right. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm hoping the morning glories come back because I really like that English cottage look of all growing up around the porch and wrapping around. And if the roses finally take off and we can put the trellises up, that'll be interesting too, because you have to go through the trellises to come up on the porch. So that'll be fun.
Yes. It'll be very pretty.
Yeah. We'll piss off the UPS man who likes to cut
probably a lot.
Yeah. Who likes to cut through my flower beds.
Yeah, we'll probably end up with, like, packages delivered beside the mailbox.
That works.
It'll be like mailbox, trash can, package. And then it becomes a guess of who got here first today.
Yep. So Netflix is cracking down.
They are. They're getting apparently a little bit tired of password sharing. So they're actually running a test. So yeah. To ensure that the people using Netflix accounts are actually authorized to do so. So yeah, they're still deciding whether they're going to roll that out across its network. I think to some degree, this may be a weird Netflix moment. As in they have to weigh the pros and cons.
Right.
You know. Like, some of this content, you know, it's worth it to just get it in front of people.
Right.
As in terms of it has its own market value. And companies are still getting paid, even if, you know, it kind of depends upon how abusively the account's being used.
Right.
Like, if it's netting out to like 1 or 2 people's use in a typical household, does it really matter? Now, if you're sharing one password with your entire neighborhood, okay, then I see Netflix's point.
Right.
But then that leaves the bigger question is, will these people convert over or just find a different service?
I think they'll probably find a different service. I mean, quite frankly, there are some services, like Prime is like eating up a little bit of Netflix. Like,
well, there's Prime, there's IMDb, there's, you know, like, you've got Pluto, you've got a few different things to choose from.
Right.
Peacock, for example, which currently is a little wonky on Fire Stick, but it can be done. It's annoying, but you can do it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to stop the password share on services like that.
Right.
It just makes it to where at least you know that your ex from, you know, 3 X's ago is still using your account.
Right. But no, and here's the thing. I check our subscriptions and our usage of our subscriptions every 3 months. Like Hulu is on the chopping block.
Really? It's still on the chopping block? I thought we finally chopped it.
No, so we haven't chopped it yet. Next month is if nobody signs into it next month,
okay.
It's on the chopping block.
Okay.
Netflix is right behind it because I'm about tired of them. They have basically, we've watched everything on there.
To some degree, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've been hitting alternative services already. I don't know if it's like every once in a while I do have to just kind of like go off Netflix and find other stuff to watch and wait for, Netflix to cycle through.
Right.
Like that is the upside to Netflix. They cycle through fairly regularly on some things.
Right.
But still, it doesn't always.
But now, here's the thing. With Netflix, they're almost $20. That's almost two other services we could be using, like Magellan.
True. But yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Erwin.
Hey, Erwin.
That's what that was. Like, I'm assuming I don't know. But yeah. Hi. So yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they roll this out and how many people leave. Like, I think they will quickly find out that some of their biggest supporters now left because they're getting as bad as the cable company. I mean, because for another $20, we could have 150 channels.
True. But yeah, it gets weird. But then again, that 120 channels, are we ever going to find anything to watch there either?
Well, debatable. And what's even...
That was the whole point with cable, though. That was the whole reason everyone was leaving, is you spend half your time watching commercials and the rest of the time just trying to find anything worth watching.
Right. But the other side of that is now what's different from when we had cable before is now we can get the on-demand service where we can watch what we want when we want. We ain't stuck in the channels.
True, and I will grant there is some on-demand service there, and it can possibly be better. But I don't know if the content's going to be any better than the other streaming services.
True.
Because I think to some degree, cable companies are playing catch-up.
Right.
Like, they had the perfect, like infrastructure in place to effectively then have Netflix and Hulu and on down the line come in and eat their lunch.
Right.
Because they failed to actually like build it out and keep it relevant and refresh it, and they just kept loading up movies no one wanted to watch.
Right.
And it was like, well, okay, we'll look elsewhere. At least that was my experience with on-demand movies. Like, I remember early Time Warner, like, not like pay for content necessarily, but the on-demand free movies.
Right. Well,
yeah, there wasn't much there. It didn't refresh much, and it just wasn't.
Right. Well, it's like when I wanted to watch the Wendy Williams thing. I used Mom's account to watch it online here. I mean, I pay the bill. I should have access to it.
Fair perk.
But I'm not sure what I did wrong. Please say, I have feedback.
Alexa, go home.
You're drunk.
Gotta love when she just pops on for no reason.
We are taking questions.
Yes, we are taking questions tonight.
So, yeah.
I have not looked at Discovery Plus. That is an option, and especially if because as we take one down, we replace it with something that somebody will watch.
Oh, yeah. Although we'd technically end up saving money. Because, let's see, what was it we took down and replaced with, what, ABC?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what we replaced with that.
CBS. All access.
Yeah.
which that's about ready to end because if they don't come up with another season of Picard, I'm out of there.
Well, but we may run into kind of a brick wall there because 2020 was kind of a low production year.
Right, but
so a lot of our programming is in limbo. You know, and I do understand. I'm trying to see. Oh, Emily was talking about the Dark Crystal series and that Netflix canceled after the first season. See, I always run into that. Like ABC scares me. I get into an ABC series and I know it. I know it's coming. It's going to be good. I'm going to love it. I'm going to enjoy it. It didn't really compete high enough in their time slot. So they're going to cancel it. And then I'm going to be upset and be like left out in the cold. So every time I get into an ABC series, I'm like, why? Why did I do this to myself again? I will say that... what was the one they just did recently? I did get into that after we switched to ABC. Oh shoot, what was it? I think it's Why Women Kill. I think that was the one. I'm just having to look up everything tonight. Yes, Why Women Kill. Go me, I'm pulling that out of thin air. Really? I can understand that. To watch commercial free. Yeah. I think we're all there.
Yeah.
I believe that was ABC, or was that before we killed a CBS?
No, we've got CBS All Access on our Prime for half the price.
Okay. Well, oh no, CBS was Why Women Kill, so yeah. Sorry, I got them out of order.
No. But no, we're looking at Discovery Plus. I'm looking at Magellan because it has a lot of the stuff I want to watch on it. Because I'm running out of stuff to watch on Netflix, on Prime, which we're keeping Prime because we get it free with our Prime shipping.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of Prime. Like, we can upgrade our Prime. I'm cool with that, but you know, like whatever the next level of Prime is. But we're not downgrading below what we got. Like, we need that too much.
Yes.
Like, it pays for itself.
Right.
I had to admit that. I had a long time with my Prime membership. I kept going, what the hell am I paying for? And every time I got myself to the point of, I'm going to kill this, I paid one shipping fee and went, no, we're done.
Yes.
No, we pay for Prime.
Yes, because we
currently pay for Prime
every month.
Yes.
For our big shipments that piss off our UPS guy.
Yes. Poor UPS man. We feel so bad for him. We really do. Oh no, I do. I feel bad. Like.
Yep. All right, let's take some questions, and then we've got to get into this Uber case because I even saw this and was like, someone needs shot.
Okay. So Terry 313.
No, back up, Kathy first.
Oh, Kathy first. Okay, sorry, my apologies. Kathy 72862. Will Ashley buy a home 4-bedroom by the end of July?
Let's see this, Kathy. Yes, I do feel so, with a nice attic.
Excellent.
Yep, 1.5 bath. All right, let's move on to Terry's question.
All right, Terry 31357. Mark told my sister that I cannot move into his place because of Preston. Is that true? And when will I meet him?
I feel that he did tell her that because she was trying to press for today, this moment. Not happening. When you meet him, I would feel like it's going to be over the summer.
All right.
Right. So let's go into Emily.
All right, Emily. January 1st, 82. In the past 4 years, Mr. Mott has been assigned and lost 5 different doctors at the VA due to them either quitting or being fired. He just got assigned a new doctor. Will he finally be the one that will stick around and be helpful, or will there be more rotating in his future?
Let's take a look here. Is the new doctor female? Here's why I asked this. Because when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords cutting down a lot of his crap that he has to go through. And that causes it to get focused back on his care. So the new doctor is not female. The doctor that is female that he gets will be the one that sticks around.
Okay. There we go.
And actually,
it does create a lot of issues for everyone's healthcare when you have doctors rotating in and out.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, ugh.
And I don't play that game.
Very true. Very, very true.
All right.
At this point, we finally have a GP that will probably outlive us.
At this point, he better outlive us, him and his chicken community. And if he moves, we're moving with him.
Basically, like, considering getting him, a 5-point harness installed in his car, but that seems like maybe it would be excessive and taken the wrong way. Just to protect him, make sure we keep him around for a good long time.
Yes. All right, Miss Ashley. Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
Alrighty. Ashley, 8/26/96. I'm loving how busy life is right now, but when does it calm down?
Around July, right around cancer season is when it calms down and gets into a comfortability. In between then, you'll discover some new passions that you'll have to hold on to, and you'll also be looking for more guidance into when to head next way.
There we go.
Awesome.
And hi, Ashley.
Yes. All right, so let's go into the Uber face mask problem.
Yeah, that's a fun one. So a woman was accused of refusing to wear a face mask in an Uber taxi and then assaulting the driver with pepper spray in San Francisco. That woman has been arrested at 24 years old with assault with a caustic chemical.
Yep.
One of 3 passengers captured in dash cam footage. Yay for the dash cam. Good job. If you're going to be running Uber and Lyft and whatever, you need to protect yourself. Have some cameras.
Right. The second suspect, 24-year-old Arakuchi, has been informed that she would hand herself in. We will gladly hear from Miss Kimchi, intending to do the right thing, said Lieutenant Tracy of San Francisco to police, adding, "We hope it happens promptly." So they are apparently arresting these fools, which I saw the dash cam footage, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Why? Like, this isn't a hard process.
Right.
Like, guy is not looking for a hard time. He's just like, put on a mask.
Yep.
Like, even drove her to a gas station to buy a mask.
Right. Even bought her a mask.
And then it's like, still wants to just behave.
Right. But, and he actually quit Uber driving. So he quit his business because he is an independent contractor. That means he has his own business working under Uber. So he closed his business because of this incident.
Understandable.
Exactly.
Like, that's got to be the point where you've got to just sit there and be like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. Like,
right.
I'm sure that had to be the last straw that broke that's it. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm sure Uber drivers go through a lot.
And they've had to go through a lot. They're continuing to go through a lot. But here's the thing with this, and this is what gets me and aggravates me.
Mm-hmm.
Why are when did we, as a society, get so stupid and disrespectful of people that this behavior is even acceptable? Like, this person not only needs to be charged with accosting with a chemical spray, these three need to be, like, took to their mothers and handed a belt to.
Well, there is that. It's not that it ever became acceptable. Like, the behavior is not acceptable.
Right.
Like, I don't think anyone's calling the behavior acceptable. The reality is, it's just, I don't know when people decided for themselves that this was how they were going to leave their house.
Right.
And act.
Right.
Like, I don't get that part. Like, this is a fairly cut and dry situation. I don't care what your political point is.
Yep.
Like, I don't even care if it were company policy. If you said you're going to wear a mask, you're going to wear a mask. Otherwise, you're going to get out of the car.
Yeah.
And call someone else and scream it in like an Uber 1-800 number.
Exactly.
Like, go take your crazy elsewhere. And if like Uber had fired him over this, then Uber would have fired him over this.
Well, see, Uber can't fire him. They can just terminate his contract. He can go drive for Lyft or whatever.
Right.
But this is ridiculous. This has been a continual problem with Uber, with fast food, with waitresses. Now, if he was doing bad driving or anything like that, I could see being upset with him. But this behavior over you not taking care of not only yourself, but the other two people in the vehicle and the driver in a closed situation,
Well, and still, if you want to be upset with him, you want to get out of the cab, you want to call and scream at like Uber 1-800, you want to like, one-star him, you want to like do all that. Those are your rights. That, like, you're a customer. You didn't get the service you wanted. You can yell and scream all you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But get out of the car or do what he says.
Exactly.
Like, those are your two options. Like, that's it.
Right.
Sorry, that's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the deal.
Right. It's like when you run, granted, you're running just three people and all their family members, and all of them, I believe, are afraid of me raising my voice. If not, we will instill that in the other two of them.
Okay.
But they play by your rules in your car.
And for the most part, that's just me in my car, period.
Right.
Like, I don't move till your seatbelt's on. Exactly. I don't care how much of a hurry you're in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not putting on a seatbelt, I'm not taking you anywhere.
Right.
Point blank. I know there are certain kinds of accidents that, yes, you would be more beneficial to not be wearing a seatbelt in, and, for a number of reasons. Unfortunately, those are also a small number of accidents.
Right.
And for the vast majority of common accidents that people have every single friggin' day, you are better off wearing a seatbelt.
Mm-hmm.
I choose to wear a seatbelt. I also don't like paying the state money for not wearing one.
Right. But
I don't even care to go to a doctor and start trying to create a Karen-esque excuse for why I don't need a seatbelt.
Exactly.
So I wear a seatbelt. Everyone who gets in my car wears a seatbelt. I will not move.
Mm-hmm.
That little light flashes, we stop.
Uh-huh.
Fix your situation.
Uh-huh.
Or get out my car.
Right. But I was bringing, where I was heading with this is the state reimbursement program. You have to go through and agree that, yes, you haven't been exposed to this, and that all passengers will be wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite sure that Uber has installed that because of the state one.
Well, now for the logistic air program specifically, they do not require it. They highly suggest it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is built around the concept that, if I were doing more of this, or I actually had a significant concern, I probably would.
Right.
But to some degree, family-wise,
right.
These are not people who are out partying every single weekend, and I feel like they're super exposed.
Right.
That the conditions of their life they're no more like I'm probably more in general at risk. Like forget the car part of it. I'm generally going to be more at risk than they are to start with. So it would more so go the other direction. And it's kind of the, high.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is these are the driver's policies, clearly stated. It's like, right now I have a 1 star on my keen feedback from somebody because he was drunk and yelling. And I was like, nope, not going to serve you today. And matter of fact, this is the 3rd time you've done this, so you're blocked. I took the 1 star and moved on.
Yeah. Sometimes you take bad feedback and go.
Yeah, it's not worth it. But, and this is the way that should have played out. But no, we've got these little 20-somethings that need to have their asses beat.
More so, I want to know where this started for them.
Yeah.
Like, is it that they're that anti-mask? Is it that they're just, like, having an entitled moment? Are they having a stupid teen moment? So to speak, is granted 20-some years old. But are they just having a drunk moment where they're like, no, man, I'm not. Like,
no.
Like, where is this at in their brain that it's like, yeah, this is a good plan. This is a good plan. This is totally a good plan. Like, no, it isn't. That's not how it works. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. All right. So Emily's got some comments to read about this. Go ahead and pop in there on those.
Okay. Sorry, Miss Emily's?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, if someone has a problem with a policy, they need to take it up with the authorities who make the policy, not the poor employees that have no control over the policies and have to follow the procedure. And then I can't count how many times I've had to deal with patrons grousing over our public bathrooms closed and 1 hour limit inside the library. Rules that I have no power to change, let alone want to change.
Right. And I'm with Brenda, granted, I don't have a car now, it's Joe's, but if I'm in the driver's seat, my car, my rules are get out.
Yeah. Well, and in general, forget physical titling and ownership. If you are driving that vehicle, hopefully with permission of the owner, as far as I'm concerned, you're in charge of the vehicle.
Right.
Like, that's the general rules when you go to get your license. Like, there's a whole conversation about that if you want them to have it with you. And they will have it with your parents. I know, because I had them have that with mine. Because I started apologizing profusely for waiting for traffic and going, I'm sorry, I probably could have gone between those 2 cars. And this driving test instructor is like, not how that works.
Right.
Were you comfortable going? No. Then you don't go. You're driving the car. You're making decisions. You're responsible for all of those decisions, not anyone else telling you what you can or can't do.
Right.
So the car behind you hitting the horn, the passenger in the seat beside you, the people in the back seat behind you, don't matter.
Right.
And I'm like, really? Like, give me an S on my chest and a cape. Like, that's all I needed to hear for driving.
Right.
So, yeah. But, yeah, no. That's where that's at.
I know. Now, moving on to feedback, since, this is a great tie-in. UK business was caught buying 5-star Google reviews.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. There's fake reviews. There are fake, there's fake viewership. There's fake all of it.
Yeah.
And it all depends upon what you're buying, like what you're selling and how you can buy those reviews. Amazon has been rife with this in the past. There are tons of companies who will gladly offer you free products. And then there are companies that legitimately pay people to sit there and put in fake reviews. And virtually anything in between.
Right.
And we all see that, even to some degree, a lot of manipulation because of the importance of a 4-star and up review.
Right.
Like that 5-star / 4-star review category is something that every business wants. But this activity is exactly why sometimes you pick up a well-reviewed product or go for a well-reviewed meal, and you're sitting there going, did you eat the same thing I ate? Did you get the wrong restaurant? Like, what happened? So yeah. Yelp had a lot of problems with this in the past, and actually does have problems continuing with it. In terms of as they run into businesses that come under fire. That you will get a lot of angry, so to speak, political, as in, you know, the issue is no longer about the restaurant and the quality of the whatever, or the business and the quality of their services. It's now about their position on some issue or something they've done to someone else. So yeah, it's
I think it should have to be a verified process. You know, on especially Google business reviews, you should at least have used the service.
Well, now here's the thing with this one is the consumer group set up a fake company and then bought 5-star reviews. So yeah, they actually managed to, oh gosh, identify a lot of sham or a lot of these sham review customers. So, yeah. Because apparently a lot of the reviews most likely sound the same. And that's usually your big tell. And this is how a lot of times they're finding those.
But it's interesting. They used and set up the business as a London psychic service.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, that had to have been fun.
Yeah, and neither one of them were ever, unlikely coincidences. The reviewers claimed that they lived in Shearance for years while praising a local car company and Glasgow gate firm 412 miles away from them. The same reviewer praised a dentist in Manchester and a paving firm in Brooksbury. And it's like, really? Like, you went through here and reviewed these and found that this reviewer was being bought all over the place. My problem is with, and this London psychic that this has happened to, is very much in trouble. In England. England has some of the stiffest regulations for their psychics and their mediums. They set the gold standard for the world.
But there is a lot of shine being put on 5-star reviews and having a lot of them. We, in some ways, have kind of created our own monster. The idea of reviewing companies and giving star feedback, and you face this all the time because the networks you're on require this. The idea was to, in a sense, allow the best to float to the top and the worst to fall out the bottom. Unfortunately, it's worked out the reverse. Is quickly it was, you know, seen how important these reviews and feedback were. So we started seeing people paying for them. We've started seeing people abusing them, inducing them, offering free products and offering, you know, free gifts and offering this. And here's a product for review. We'll refund you the money, and on down. And it does. It gets ugly.
Well, it gets ugly, but no, that psychic is probably, if they have found out that that psychic is buying reviews, that psychic will lose their business license. They will not be practicing in England or London anytime soon.
But is that going to necessarily work out that way? Because they're not the one that made the false and misleading statement.
But if
they paid for it. They paid for it. They paid for it. But honestly, sometimes one of the hardest things to do is prove it.
They'll do an accounting check. Because over there, they have to keep record of the readings. You have to keep record of who got the reading and how much the reading was. Because that's all regulated.
But the upsides to every time they find these and they start taking them down is typically it kind of restores an amount of justice.
Yes.
In terms of, because what ends up happening when you have a lot of people buying reviews, or even in YouTube and world or Facebook world likes, you know, and subscribes and all this and view counts and because all of these are things you can buy.
Right.
You can pay money and buy them. And get someone to sit there and just keep hitting rewind effectively every time your video finishes and watch it again and get that view count going. For some companies, it's considered prime the pump.
Right.
Is the theory. Is that you are trying to just prime the pump. That you're a good company that offers good services and you're just trying to get those out in front of people. What unfortunately can happen is the same people that do that may not actually be cognizantly aware that no, you don't have a good service.
Right.
You're just misleading a lot of people, and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of wasted money and energy for people to find this out.
Right.
Because you're going to have a 5-star that becomes a 4.5 star that becomes a 4-star that's going to carry you for a while legitimately better businesses that have organic, like 4.2 stars, artificially held down that list until, like, you know, if you're a restaurant, you get closed by the health board, or you're the psychic, you get shut down by, you know, the government, whatever.
Right.
And what happens to those other businesses in the meantime?
Exactly, because it influences everything. But I'm going to be interesting to see what happens, because they will be taking this up in the fall, and reviewing and regulating possibly that this is an issue.
Absolutely. It's always been an issue. Like, the whole thing is an issue. And sometimes you get really good at reading reviews and going, that's not real.
Exactly.
But it's also, I know, caused me to inadvertently buy products that, you know, after, like, you read the reviews, you see the photos, you read the description, it's got a good rating, there's like 300 reviews, you start feeling a little confident that you're getting what you pay for. Right. And that's the big, like, you know, fraud in this, is you think that there's legitimacy here. And then you turn around, and as a consumer, you now have a deck stacked against you. You're going to be, you know, one grain on a very sunny beach that's complaining about this product. With a lot of people saying the same or similar things that drown you out. And it's going to take a lot of people making the same mistake before you actually see that turn around. And for a lot of these businesses, they just have a second account they roll to, and a third and a fourth and a fifth, and they just keep doing it.
And keep. It's ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely.
So Apple has discontinued their HomePod to focus on their MiniPod. What is a HomePod? I have never heard of this. Now, granted, I am outside of the spectrum of Apple. Me and Apple do not get along. I'm not severely happy with them. I don't like renting products that I'm technically buying.
Okay, that was the HomePod Mini?
Here, I'll private you.
Okay, yeah, let me check that one out.
Let's take the Joe hot take.
Oh, goody. This will be fun. Oh, because I do end up actually... Okay, so they've gotten rid of the HomePod. They're going to go to the Mini. Oh, basically, if I'm understanding right, I think this was... Yeah. Oh, I'm just trying to see. Something tells me this is like the Siri answer to, you know, Hey Google and Hey Her. Unless I'm wrong.
Right. What?
Oh, it's actually a home. Oh, they went the other direction. Okay. So basically they did really nice speakers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Brenda, can you explain that a little more? Like, one friend sent you a page to watch that promoted sharing 10 times to get a free reading, trying to build up their views?
Yeah, no. Ew.
I don't think so. Now, I do reward clients that refer me to other clients, but not that way.
Yeah, not at like that level.
No.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be spammy.
No. I was right. It does have Siri. Yeah, the HomePod has Siri. But yeah, it's like $300 and I think $99 for the big one. No, $350 for the big one. And then it's dropped to $299, and it's still high. But then the HomePod Mini launched for $99.
Right.
Yeah. I think it was one of those products Apple went big on. And then realized they just went too big.
Well, I think it's one of those products that looked at it and were like, no, nobody wants this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it's a thing that no one wants. I think it's just they price themselves so uber
right
the charts that it's like, no, you can get a home theater system for that. Like, really? Does anyone really want it that bad?
Right.
Like, comparatively?
Right.
Oh, no. Ew, that's just nasty. So Brenda was talking about, yeah, share it 10 times during and give you a free rating afterwards, free. Ew. Yeah, reader's really sketchy. Well, I mean, granted, sometimes you have to work with things you can give away for free, but yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, that's a little too spammy.
Yeah, and see, this is
that's
why
like car dealership things.
Right.
Where it's like, ooh, you could win a car. You just have to share this and like our page and do this and do that and da-da-da-da and fill out the form. Yeah. No. Like, I think we all know that we have businesses and that you do advertise them, but I'm kind of there with Emily. Like, the promotions are just icky.
Right.
Like,
no, I'm not going to do those. Sorry, guys. I will gladly give my baristas readings when they want them. I will gladly do free questions on air. But to share this to get a free reading, no. Share our content if you like
think it's important to share it.
Yeah, or you like it and you think your friend will like it. Yeah, I don't like that. Like, share, subscribe.
We don't need 10 people getting spammed with us that are like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, I'm trying to get a free reading, man. Like, no.
Yeah, but again, this is why I've always wanted for the rest of the world to hop onto the train of the British psychic service system that actually has like, no, you can't do this. You aren't allowed to do this. You aren't allowed to do that. You aren't allowed to do that. Would love that.
Oh, yeah. It would be nice to have a nice little, like, because they're fully registered. Like, it's a business license. Like, it's legitimate. Like, as in, it's a lot more legitimized.
Yes.
It's not just, you know.
You have to be registered. You know, I have the registration. I've went ahead and registered in Britain because where it says I'm a registered psychic. I was with a network that registered every single one of us in Britain. And there's, no underage, none of this, none of that, but they have a little bit more inflexibility, but there's none of this debate about, well, my reading was 14 minutes and 30 seconds. I want this back. There's a lot of rules for both. There's a clear, this is how this is done.
Oh, absolutely. So I have to ask Brenda, what was the rest of this like? I'm just like, I figure if that's his opening gambit, then the rest of the train wreck had to be entertaining.
Well, she hung around long enough to see his BS, so I'm glad she came back over here and listened to us talk about news.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. But no, marketing communication, I don't know. Sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's just ew.
Right.
Like the number of things, like, let me tell you, if you want to really hate watching television, take a marketing class. It'll really kill you on commercials and television and advertising real fast.
Well, not only that, but watch a menu. Like, I love watching you order food.
Mm-hmm.
I will guarantee you if they've got something flashy on your screen from the touchpad, i.e. Wisconsin cheese bites, you're ordering them.
I will try new things. Like, I will. Like, you show me a pretty picture, I'll try new things.
Mm-hmm.
It better look like the picture or I'm never ordering it again.
Uh-huh.
Even if I like it. Like, I will, like, even if it tastes good, it better look something like that picture.
Right.
Like, I do get really cranky about that. Oh, yeah. See, and these are the backflow problems that you get.
Right.
Is, like, the groups that, you know, like, this guy's, like fans were getting spammed so that these people get a free reading, and then turn around and she gets it basically out of the same thing. Sorry, Brenda's comment. So you end up with this problem in which, because all of the spam, now there's a personal problem between the friend that sent the link and her, which is like, don't send me anymore. Don't do that again.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know. I've always had this thing on marketing. I would rather provide, you know, like my free reading, you know, free one card in the mornings, or the numerology. You give you something that you can use. Then if you got a real reading, come book me.
Yeah. Well, and more importantly, that's something anyone can go grab, enjoy, and if they want more out of it, it's like, it's not high pressure.
Right.
Like, come on.
Exactly.
It's not.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
most of that stuff,
stance.
like, correct me if I'm wrong, like, they don't have to subscribe for that.
Mm-mm.
They don't have to join anything. They don't have to give you an email address. They don't have to, like, do anything.
Right.
You just go watch it. Like, you know where it's going to drop at.
Yeah. You know about what range of the morning it's going to drop. It's like, I'm getting ready to start. I'm building a page on my site about meditation. And then there's going to be 30 prompts that rotate, 30 or 60. I don't remember how many cards we've got that rotate each morning to help people get moving on meditation. Yeah. That's going to be developing. But again, here's your prompt for the day.
Yeah.
Here's your 3 card for the day.
Getting a little under the hood too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you run a business, you do collect emails, and you do, you know, email your customers.
Yeah.
They usually get at least one thank you, you know, from their last reading. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. And then they'll typically get one marketing email, which is well set up and clearly identified where to unsubscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ask, if they're just like really like, no, then we didn't appreciate that. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You know, sure. Click. You know.
Right. And
I don't need people getting ticked at us.
Right.
Like, and that's been your whole theory all along, is I don't need people getting ticked at us.
Right.
Like, if you didn't want it, that's fine. We'll take you off having a great time.
Right.
You know, what we thought you might be interested, and if you are, that's great. If you're not, then that's cool too.
It's like these psychics, and I'm going to ditch a little bit on network here. So the network encourages continual communication. You know, you call me for a reading, and then they have a thing of like, this one network I work with, it pisses me off, and I actually disabled it on my profile. They literally email people every day. So it's disabled on my profile. You don't get emailed every day through that network. The other one has this idea of this is where this needs to be. You know, 2 weeks, a month, you know, up to 60 days, send them something.
Yeah.
After that, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I mean, some of it can be really like, and I personally run into this and it always cracks me up. To run into the ones that I'm in IT. And sometimes I end up veering into categories of resources and things that I need to know that may indicate to someone else that, you know, oh, we got a live one over here. You know, like, heaven forbid I have to go onto a Cisco site, or heaven forbid I have to go onto some software sites, or heaven forbid I have to go research something just to see the viability of it for a business. Because next thing you know, I start getting slammed with phone calls and whatever because I had to register to download a document. And all of a sudden, I'm getting absolutely slammed.
Right.
Phone call after phone call after email after whatever they can do to get a hold of me, with the like upfront assumption that I'm going to be spending, you know, $100,000 today.
Right.
If you can just talk to me for a few more minutes. And it's like, no, I'm researching and presenting to a client that didn't want to go through this. So I'm taking it.
Right.
Like, you know, that's cute. You're not going to convince me to buy more.
Right.
But what always cracks me up is sometimes I end up on the flip side. Like, there was a point a while back I used to have, and Dell used to be phenomenal with, having, even if you were not a direct contact for a company, as a generalized IT person, you could get a salesperson that would work with you all the time. Because they knew that the total value of your business, that yes, you're going to pass through over here, but it would connect them to a lot of different businesses. So you could get your own salesperson, even if you technically never spent a dollar. I had a lovely Dell rep.
Right.
Who was really nice, really friendly. We got along great. I still don't know what happened with Dell, and when they made the decision, this was not a good idea anymore, and they started passing me off to call center, which apparently went cutthroat. And like simple little requests that I needed to ask for became like 2-week nightmares.
Right.
And I'm like, look, I'm trying to help a client purchase like $20-some thousand worth of computers, for example.
Right.
Can you just like help me out here? This is what I need you to find for me. And it's like, you know, I keep getting like everything but that. And it's like, you're either the worst sales rep ever, or you don't know what you're doing. You're just looking at the same website I am and sending me links.
Right.
And I really got to the point, I think you're just looking at the same website I am and sending me links and trying to get a commission. And I was like, screw this. I can order online.
Very much so.
But
so an interesting thing has been posted to Washington Post, and the parts that I can read shows that abandoning masks right now is a terrible idea. According to history, this all occurred during, this is an opinion piece, during the 1918 pandemic. Shows why. It was because that second, well, after people started being able to step away from it, it created more and more problems. So even though we're getting our vaccinations, we need to hold steady.
Yeah, everyone does.
Right.
Like, this is am I gonna feel relief when we're through this? We get the second vaccination, we wait the 2 weeks that we were required to wait before it's potentially effective.
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna feel a sense of relief? Yeah. Not to the level that I'm gonna go licking doorknobs and making out with random strangers on the street that I just pull over towards me. No, we're not there.
Right.
This isn't your go have an orgy license. The CDC doesn't hand those out.
Right.
Personally, I think the CDC is very on orgies to begin with, but I would think that would be an occupational hazard.
Right. Well, not only that, but, and Brenda, even if she gets her second one, she's going to be wearing a mask. Most people should still be wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. Just because governors read numbers and then take their blue Sharpie and redo the numbers and tell the health person to hand that out, still wear your mask.
Yeah.
And read Emily's comment on the art thing.
So Emily says, but she's like, I've seen so many businesses make those rookie mistakes. I run an art business. My art doesn't sell due to one-night stand pickups, aka impulse buys after seeing a blast of ads and emails. People buy my art after they get to know me and my work. It's like a courting period.
Yep.
Art is very personal.
Yep.
I'm not looking for an art hookup.
Right.
I'm not looking for art date rape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone's looking for art date rape. Mm-hmm. Don't slip something in my drink and get me to buy $500 worth of stuff. I'm gonna be real mad in the morning. Mm-hmm. But I will be. Because there's no telling what in a drunken state I would buy.
More of this.
I would hope, but
yeah. Piece of Emily's art. I just thought I'd be funny and stick it up here and just see how long it took him to notice.
I know it is. I knew what you were doing when you did it. Look at my art, is what you said. But yes, that's Emily's art.
Yes,
Emily art is great. I like Emily's art.
Favorite pieces.
Yes, we're customers. Good grief.
Yeah.
I think we have a few pieces.
Yes, we do have a few pieces. But that's the point. I see this all the time. And, while we're always open to sponsorships or things you want us to review, it's going to have to be something we like, i.e. Emily's art, i.e. the art piece that's right here. We have two of them matching.
Okay, which one? I'm looking.
Look above your head. It's the one that I actually ordered.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. Yes, that's Mark.
Yeah, that's Mark Davis.
Yours is in the glass shadow box, which when we talked about this sounded way cooler than it worked out because I think we were going to do lights.
We are going to do lights. I've got a set of lights that I want for it because I actually want rainbow lights to go on it.
Yeah, and if you look back in your Patreons, you will see more of Emily art.
Yep.
Which, by the way, Emily, did we ever send you the actual page we did?
Yes.
I always wanted to hear back. I never heard back.
Yeah.
I know artists can be a little touchy about profiles, especially involving their art. And I've always been it hits me and I have panic attacks. Whether or not she appreciated what I did with her profile. Right. For Under the Table and Dreaming. So you don't have to make me feel good. You can be like, I hated that, but I'm still going to be nice to you. That's okay. I'll take that.
Right. But no, I am a little tired of the psychic industry's marketing. I'm very upset that a UK psychic thought he'd get away with buying reviews. Yeah. And this spamming. It's like this card on this thing that I see here lately of, I'm doing one card free polls, but if you tip me, and I'm not even sure what tip me means on Facebook, then I will do a 3-card poll for you. And it's like, just book them a full reading.
Okay, she's not sure if she's seen it, but
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's okay. I'm cool with that. I don't know. It's one of those things. I've seen artists like have a moment. Like that is not ever how I meant my art to be seen.
No, you done you done puzzle pieces, which art is puzzles.
Mm-hmm. Well, because part of that profile was because she was coming on as a guest to talk about managing all the puzzle pieces of her life.
Right.
And like this business and that business and this other business and this thing and that thing and a job and like all the different parts.
Right.
My puzzles.
Yep.
But yeah.
But no, you done really great on that. You do good art yourself when you realize it. Like our intro has a piece of his art in it.
Yes. Well, and it has some of my photography and
Yeah.
One day we'll get a background that I've done,
Well, hopefully soon.
One day.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with that. Public, free, free 3-card, which is what I normally pull with questions on here. That I'm kind of game for. But this, charge me so that I can do live feed of your question. Nah.
What? Run that again?
Okay, so the 3-card readings that I do for the show and that type of thing, people are doing a Facebook Live, and that's what they're doing. They're doing the 3-card readings. Like you tip them, and you get a 3-card reading, or you get a 1-card pull.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But such as such. Hopefully everyone gets their stimulus check. If you're a direct deposit, unless you're an independent business owner, you may not get your stimulus check because Lord knows I'm still waiting for my second.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what else gone on with yours.
Yeah.
I think yours just got eaten like by the mail.
Uh-huh.
I think our mail has just been sucky.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know if because we had that whole thing this past summer with the road, and I think the post office got really ticked at our entire street. And they've just started going through here it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Mm-hmm. And it's got a 3 in it, we'll put it in that box. It's got a 4 in it, we'll put it over there. Just some days our mail, I'm not sure that's a sober driver.
Emily, call your health department. Your direct health department, and Brenda and WVU. They're both operate Europe and WVU territory. Contact WVU. I will send you a link that got sent to me because apparently they're moving a lot faster.
Absolutely.
Yep. And I'm not sure about Minimod. I'm not sure that he can get his because I don't think they're doing kids yet.
Well, but it would be the one that she should, depending upon how they do their taxes, and where the credits are claimed where.
Sorry, I was reading a second shot.
Oh, no. Checks.
Yeah, checks, honey. Checks, not shots.
Remember, there's a delay.
I know. There's a delay in my brain tonight.
Aw. That's okay. We've both been kind of there. We took a very, chill day.
Yep.
But, yeah, no, you've had a heck of a time. Mine just, I would fully be non-pulse to wake up tomorrow, and it's mine's here. That's the way it went last time. It's
yeah.
Oh, I have money. Look at that.
And my normal statement to that is, okay, I'll take my half.
Back with you. No, we did some things for the house, I think. We took care of some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not totally evil.
No, you're not totally evil.
I'm mini evil.
Uh-huh.
We have a mini Mott and a mini evil. I'm mini evil.
Uh-huh. No, you're a carer.
Yeah, I'm your carer. I care so he doesn't have to. I already know the one person who's going to get this in the audience.
2 people.
Oh, I should have ordered a refill. But we're so close. I know you're getting ready to end.
Yes, we are. We're going to flip over. We're going to end on time tonight because my brain's fried. And I can't watch any more news, apparently, because I'm not paying the Washington Post $29 a year for their poor reporting.
Oh, Washington Post does pretty good. Huffington Post, I would pay more.
Now, the Huffington Post I like, and I would pay for them, but they don't charge.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But we do want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, and of course, Ashley Guest. If you would like to learn more about the show or how to become a Patreon sponsor and become a barista like those just mentioned, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com, where you can learn all about how to become a Patreon and more about the show and all the lovely benefits you will receive.
Yep. And just a reminder, this Sunday starts the Weekend Day program. If you want to get into 21's Weekend Day program, be sure to sign up before then. If you haven't by then you'll have to wait till next year because that is a full year program, 13 classes. Very much fun.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, you got classes and stuff, and yeah.
Yep. All right, y'all. Y'all guys have a magical evening, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.